Also langsam müsste dann auch mal Kurt irgendwie mal hier rumlaufen, oder? Come on. Why have there still so many of them going around? How can we get to the gate like this? I think we're going to have to spend the rest of the night here, unfortunately. It won't need to come to that. I think if I can find a good opening, we can force our way through. It's just a case of finding one. I don't think that's a good idea. We need to be careful and rest while we can. Logic as that sounds, I'm not buying it for real reason. Get a grip, Schera. I can't let my emotions get the better of me. There's no guarantee we're even safe here, you know? I still think the safest option in the long run is to get to the guild, no matter what we have to do to get there. Hey, where do you think you're going? I think the second floor is a better place to rest than the first. We'll find it easier to escape from here than we would from below. This should be a good spot. Wait one damn minute. This is your safety we're talking about here. You could stand to listen to me. Those men will be patrolling carefully for the rest of the night. They aren't going to give you the opening you want, or at least I don't believe they will. We've made it this far, so I think it would be best for us to rest tonight and resume trying tomorrow, don't you? Trying to do what? Pardon? You're still hiding something, aren't you? For one thing, you're awfully familiar with this city for someone who claims it's her first time here. You also seem to know a lot about those men and what they will and won't do, too. What exactly are you really after? It's plain as day at this point that you want more than just not be caught by them. If that wasn't the case, you wouldn't have asked to be shown around the capital. Not that I think that's what you want either. What's your real goal? Well, my answer? The work we do is based around trust. We can't accept requests from people who won't tell us what they're up to, or who knows what kinds of crimes we could be abetting. Go on. The whole thing about that inheritance was all a big fat lie, wasn't it? Something about you'd been setting off alarms since we started running around together. Like that? Since you first came to the guild. Why did you lie to me? The story about the inheritance is true, I swear it. I want to go to Ganze Castle. I really am the one to whom my grandfather gave his fortune, but I haven't finished the necessary procedures to truly inherit it yet. Until I complete the required paperwork in Ganze Castle administrative room, I'm not legally allowed anything. And that's why there are so many of those men in black around that area. All of my relatives know exactly what I need to do, you see? So they're trying to make sure I can't do it. So, if I don't keep trying to move forward, I'll... What a mess. Well, okay, for argument's sake, let's assume that I believe all of what you just said. Why am I only hearing about it now? That is... You thought I'd want in on that money, didn't you? If I did and knew everything, I'd have all the opportunities a greedy girl could dream of to take it when together with you. That's what you thought I'd do, isn't it? I'd play along and then steal it all for myself the second a chance presented itself. Do I look like that much of a scumbag to you? No, you don't. That's not it at all. After I lost grandfather, I lived all on my own. But the second his will became public, I had crowds of people descending upon me. People who, like you said, were interested only in claiming his fortune for themselves. They all started to live in mine and my grandfather's house, and before I knew it, my own peaceful life was shattered. One day someone would push me down the stairs, another I'd taste something funny in my food. These kinds of things began happening on a regular basis. Legally, they were my relatives while I was a minor, so there was very little I could do. I tried reasoning with them at first, but in the end, I had no choice but to leave home myself. I wandered the highways alone, going from place to place and trying not to be discovered. But I knew that while I could hopefully avoid being caught that way, I'd eventually just be declared as missing and presumed dead. Besides, after I'd left once, even if I did go back home, I knew I'd promptly be locked up somewhere and reported as still missing regardless. Grandfather's will would be declared as invalid in time, and my relatives would blissfully share their newly bequeathed wealth between them. I hated the thought of that happening. That was why I decided to return here to the capital. Even if it's the last thing I do, I will formally inherit what you wanted me to. That was why I decided to try and get an escort for someone I could trust. So it's not that I don't think I can trust you, not at all. And, I will admit that wanting to explore the capital was a lie. I'm sorry for deceiving you. You're a grade A moron. I'm sorry. You could have said all of this from the beginning and saved us a lot of headache. If I'd known what you were trying to do, I would have been able to formally escort you where you want to go into, and the guild would have been the safest place for you to hide out too. You wouldn't have ended up in this dump instead. I suppose you're right. I was just scared. I'll never be able to forget what I saw that day. What I saw in the eyes of everyone who gathered to hear what we'll read. The horror I felt when I saw it. Madness, insanity. Cold, murderous light. Emotions that no one can explain, that no one can put into words. It wasn't visible for long before they managed to push it back below the surface and out of sight, but it was still there. Because now, I believe that's something that all of us possess naturally. Human beings are capable of limitless cruelty. Every one of us. And that realization left me terrified of us all. It's not that I don't trust braces. It's just that I've been so scared. I'm so sorry. I know I shouldn't have wasted your time with any of this. I should never have gotten you caught up in all of this when you were busy enough already. Just forget that listen. Huh? It's my policy to give 100% to all work I undertake. Don't underestimate me. I'm one who shouldn't be apologizing to you. I want to be strong and to live with my head held high. I still believe I was right to feel that way, and yes, I have lived my hardest until now. But you've made me notice that there's something wrong with my attitude. I'm not going about it the right way. And you've made me realize anew that I want to be able to keep living with pride in my everyday step. So, no more saying sorry, okay? I want to see this job through to the end. To the very end. So, where is it in Grand Castle that we need to go again? The administrative room. The deadline for submitting the paperwork is noon. Noon today? That barely leaves us any time at all. Why are you only telling me this now? It has to be filed within a month of the deceased passing away. That's the law here in the world, apparently. Alright, I never was much good at this legal stuff. I bet Kurt knows it all by heart, though. He did seem like the type who might. Let's get going. We don't have any time to waste. As long as we do as we discussed earlier, we should be able to handle this. We'll get inside the castle and they're not going to stop us. Michelle, I really am glad that you were the one who undertook my request. The more time I spent with you, the more I realized you're really someone dependable, who relies on their own strength to live. You're blowing my merits out of proportion, I think. Also, can we stop with the Michelle now? The way you say it just makes my name sound ridiculously long. Does it? It does. It feels like our conversations take twice as long as they should because of it. Well, if you insist. And now you know all there is to know about what I want to do. So I would like to formally request again that you escort me to Granze Castle. You got it. You'll get there, I promise you that. Thank you. Ja, das fällt auch nicht auf, nein. I knew you'd come eventually. But that's our last chance after all. Yeah. Oh. You're kidding me. A cat? No, wait a sec. There might be something else inside. Don't let your guard down. I know. There we are. Too late. Okay. Zack. 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 Seriously. Gut, dass er daneben ging. Hätte, glaube ich, gut Schaden gemacht und vielleicht sogar einer besiegt. This isn't good. Another chance, Aina. Alright. There's more of him? No. Nice of you to finally show yourself. What's the hold up? Why haven't you made an example out of him yet? Our client's waiting, get a move on. You're really gonna regret messing with us kids. I hope you don't expect to just be able to walk away after showing yourself. First, I'm gonna kill you. The other young lady can live a while longer. She's still useful. As long as we can get her to write her own will, it'll save us having to forge one later. You really think this will be that simple? If you think saying that is going to unnerve us, you've got another thing coming. Aina, you can still run, right? Yes. I'll take all of these guys on myself. While I'm doing that, you won. What? You can't take as many opponents on yourself and have any chance of winning. You'll... Not going to beg for mercy, I take it. You got something you need to do, and so do I. So let's just do them. Don't worry about me, as if I have any intention of dying here. What are you even talking about? Ha! God damn you. Go, Aina. But I said go. You seem to be having a little trouble over there, Shazad. What? Kurt? Yep, Laser. Who the hell are you? Kurt? What are you doing here? Have you forgotten that I'm affiliated with the council branch of the guild? I see nothing odd about my presence here. Well, I know, but I'm happy that you seem to have realized exactly what it is you must do. But I can't say I'm as pleased about how willing you appear to be to throw away your life without first exploring other options. I'm sorry. I can't entirely fault your decision from the perspective of Bracer, but I would like you to give a little more attention to your surroundings. I'm well aware that you seem staunchly opposed to relying on others, but take a good look at the situation you're currently in and tell me exactly what it is that you should really be doing. Kurt, can you take care of things here for me? Certainly. Ah, okay, das ist ein... Gut, ja, RIP an die ganzen Typen da. Oh, die zwei haben überlebt, okay. 3 sogar. Now, Aina. You're right. They're getting away. Half of us should be able to take care of this guy, everyone else. Ark. What? Sorry for the delay, Kurt. Oh. Well, I've largely taken care of him as it is. Huh, you sure do fast work. So I'm more surprised to see that obstinate young lady finally came to her senses. When she was with the Scythe branch, she was more like a wild boar, always charging forward without stopping to take a look around her. I've always known she has what it takes to be an excellent bracer. She'd merely lost sight of something important and need to be put back on track. Given the opportunity, she was always perfectly capable of doing so. She'll be able to get much stronger than she is now that she's righted herself. I'm sure of that. To be young again. Quit acting like we're not even here. Kill them both. This should take me time. The hell are you even doing? Now, there's no need to be so hasty. Capturing her isn't even necessary to the plan as far as I'm concerned. As soon as the noon bell chimes, true as that may be, sure, that would invalidate the will and ensure she doesn't get all of the money, but it also means you have to share it with everyone else. Which means our share will end up going down. I'd kinda like to avoid that if we can. Don't you worry, we've got plenty of options. Remember, you're only dealing with a single young girl. What? Uncle? Why? Oh dear, what are you doing here, Aina? I kept telling you Daniel to go venturing outside. And alone at that? You blind old man, she isn't here alone. Oh, I can see you. Getting in my way. It's like they don't even care if they kill Aina in the process. That wasn't a very good shot. I take it marksmanship isn't exactly your fault. Sorry, sir. Shazad? What is it? Let's just force our way through here. We don't have time to mess around. Got it? It's time to come along, Aina. Everyone's waiting for you, you know? Well, I guess we don't really care. Ich kümmere mich mal um ihren Onkel als letztes. So. Muss heilen. Muss heilen. Vielleicht gibt es ja hier irgendwie Bonusdinger. Hätte uns ja Bonusdinger kriegen können, wenn man nur ihn besiegt, ne? What is the meaning of this? I paid good money to hire them and this is the quality of service I receive? This had to be a breach of contract, surely. This isn't acceptable at all. I can barely bring myself to watch. I think it's time you took a little nap yourself. What are you doing? Is that all you're capable of? Reckless violence? What a poor upbringing you must have had. Uncle. I've got no interest in inheriting grandfather's land or his money. That's not why I've been running away from you or doing any of what I've done. But much as I don't need it, I know I don't want you to have a single mirror of it either. I'm so sorry. Haha, listen. Damn, that's gonna hurt in the morning. I sometimes really find myself doubting you're actually from a rich family like you say you are. How awful of you to say such a thing. I'd like to believe I act the part more than you at least. What are you doing? What in Adios' name happened out here? You there, throw down your weapon at once. I'm from the Bracer Guild. What guild? Sherzad showed the soldiers who you your Bracer badge. So you are still. What's the Bracer doing here? Her Majesty may recognize the guild, but it doesn't make it alright for you to cause a commotion right outside the castle. I had reason to believe that these people were responsible for numerous criminal acts within the capital. I knocked them out for the sake of peace and order in Granzel and the safety of its people. Or could you do me a favor and arrest them? I haven't covered that part yet. Oh, well, very well. Ordinarily we'd be taking you away with us as well, but I'll let you off this time. You know what to do? Right. So, while you may have gotten away without punishment this time, don't expect to be so lucky next time you try to overreach your authority. Protecting the capital is our job, and we show no mercy to anyone who causes trouble, boys or otherwise. Oh, is it? Cool. Can I ask another favor then? There's a bunch of their friends still in the city. You couldn't take care of those, could you? Of course, last I saw, Kurt was with them, so you probably won't have to lift a finger there either. You two, follow me. Sir. Oh, I'll never get used to dealing with the army. What? Oh, I was just impressed by how much authority the badge wields. You were kind of cool. That was the first time I tried using my badge like that, I'll have you know. But never mind my badge now, we're running out of time, we need to hurry. Right. Oh, we're finally here. I can't believe a girl like you could actually keep up with me running full throttle. Anyway, get the paperwork done quickly. I'll be watching from here. Okay, I'll be as quick as I can then. Aina put her signature on the necessary paperwork. I'm really happy for you, Aina. Congratulations. Scherzard? It looks like I need a witness to sign this. A witness? You wouldn't be willing, would you? Sure. If you're okay with me doing it. Of course I am, silly. In fact, I want it to be you. Then I'd be happy to. I never thought the day would come when I would be called as a witness for something like this. Or that the day would come when I'd be able to proudly say I was a senior bracer. Or that I would be able to feel overwhelmed with pride over something in the first place. The undersigned Aina Holden, I see, okay, shall hereby inherit the property of Sir John Holden as outlined in his last will and testament. Witness Scherzard Harvey. Thank you, Scherzard. Ja, tatsächlich eher gedacht, dass ihr vielleicht einfach jetzt irgendwie das Geld an jemand anderen verschrieben hättet, an die Guild oder so, oder irgendwie sowas. Finally over. But this request wrapped up, right? Actually, no, there's one more thing I need to do. We're still not done. Could you possibly bring me an application form? I'd like to make a donation to Her Majesty's Welfare Foundation. Das ist dann das, was ich dachte. Moment, seid ihr nicht beide noch minderjährig? Warum? Ihr trinkt euch jetzt nicht zum ersten Mal zusammen. Doch, okay. Sind die beide noch minderjährig? Cheers! I still can't believe you gave all of that money away. Okay, maybe you don't need all of it, but you still need some to live, right? I suppose you're right. What I did was a little strange. But I made up my mind to do this from the very beginning as a matter of principle. When I said I didn't do any of this for the money, I meant it. Still, congratulations on becoming a senior bracer. I'm not sure what the difference between a senior and a junior bracer is, but it's clear this is something you really work for. It means I have a lot more authority, but I've got a lot more responsibility to go with it. It also means I get a nice new badge, but I wasn't ever interested in that personally. Oh, really? Yep. I'm relieved to hear that. I see you finally begin to understand the necessary mindset to be a bracer, Scherzard. Crap, it's Kurt. This might look like alcohol to you, but it's actually water. As today is admittedly a cause for celebration, I will turn a blind eye to your drinking tonight. Just don't go drinking so much that it interferes with your ability to do your work. Fine. What is it? So, as you are fully aware, Scherzard, you're now a senior bracer, which means you must behave with more responsibility. That means I expect to see an end to you drinking in every free moment between jobs, day or night, and sneaking out at the night for it too. Sorry, Kurt, aber da hast du anscheinend, das passiert nicht. Nein. I also expect to be no longer I also expect to no longer discover that you've been taking advantage of the busiest times in my schedule to behave like a drunken lunatic. Is that really what you usually do, Schera? You sound like a tried and true troublemaker. Don't say anything. Are we clear? Yes, sir. Haha, there's no need for a sir, of course. We're both senior brothers now, which means we're both on equal standing. Why, I'm hardly even a veteran. I'm still very much a rookie. Are you now? Says who? Regardless, this isn't what I'm here to discuss. The matter I came for concerns your uncle, Aina. I came to make you aware of the fact that the Bracer Guild is capable of asking for leniency in its punishment. Hiring a Jaeger Corps for personal use carries a very grave punishment, you see. A Jaeger Corps? Are you referring to those men dressed in black? Yes, they're one of many corps that are known to be active here in the borough. Recently there have been many such corps making their way into the country, and they've been successful in finding work too. Hiring them is, of course, very illegal, but with the army as slow to act as they currently are, I've taken this chance to take care of them, so we shouldn't see any sign of any in the near future. Just taking care of them, all of them. Now it makes sense, so it wasn't coincidence that he showed up when he did. He's been investigating all of the Jaeger Corps in the borough so that he could start an operation to wipe them all out. No wonder he seemed so swamped. The Jaegers in the country have been targeting wealthy individuals in hope of getting them to sign contract. There have been countless cases like this all around the country of late, which civilians getting caught up in it at a worrying frequency. Goodness. I believe the case we're dealing with here was no exception, in that it was the Jaegers who came to your uncle rather than the other way around. It's hard to believe too much sympathy under these circumstances, but in a sense, your uncle was a victim in all of this as well. What? What are you trying to pull? Just because the Jaegers approached him and not the other way around, he's a victim? But he deserves to get off with a slap on the wrist. And Aina's supposed to be okay with that? He tried to kill her! Schera, please calm down. There's no need to shout. I'm sorry, but still. No one's saying he doesn't deserve to be punished for his actions. All I'm here to say is that if, and only if, Aina wishes the guild is able to request leniency in the sentencing. That is all. Oh. Ooh, you scared me for a minute. You need to make your decision immediately. Questioning him will take roughly a week as it is, based on what I've heard. You bear no responsibility to even make any choice at all, so please don't feel as though you have to think long and hard about this. Just please be aware that the possibility to forgive him exists. That is all. Alright. Incidentally, could you ever find yourself in need of assistance with anything in the future? The Bracer Guild is always available to aid you. We're certainly not omnipotent or infallible, but we'll at least strive to do what we can to aid those who want our help. Thank you. I'm really sorry for not telling you the whole story from the start, too. Please don't be. With the situation you were in, your reluctance is quite understandable. Furthermore, one who is worthy of being a full-fledged bracer should be able to tell roughly what a client wants just from looking at them. They should also not, under any circumstances, try to chase away a potential client in genuine need. Ouch. I've still got a long way to go then, huh? Certainly, but don't we all? Alright, I've said what I've come to say, so I'll be excusing myself now. Oh, really? You could stand to join us for one drink. I'm afraid not. I still have my duties as guild receptionist remaining after all. As for you, Schera, be careful you don't have too much water. Crud. Why's he always gotta be so serious? Oh, actually, how about you, Aina? Can you handle your liquor? If you can, you should join me for a few drinks. Can you handle your liquor? Nein, Aina nicht. Nein. Well, alright then. You sure? Really sure? Of course. You've done so much for me, so how could I refuse? Join you for a few drinks is the least I could do. Hehe, then let's get to boozing. Tonight's gonna be fun. Can't wait to see what a prim and proper girl like her looks like when she's drunk out of her mind. This is going to be awesome. Schera, night. Well, cheers. I'd seen girls just like her on the other side of that river. Silky blonde hair, beautiful blue eyes, smooth skin. The blissful children on the other side dressed like royalty and smiling like angels. Seeing them, I asked myself the same question over and over again. Why aren't I on that side? I envied them. I hated them. I both longed to be one of them and rejected their very existence. I knew the answer to my question from the very beginning. I despaired in myself. I always tried to avoid others getting too close, believing that to be what I needed to do in order to live. But I could never completely get rid of a tiny, lingering hope deep within my heart. That eventually, no matter how long it took, the day would finally come when I could smile from the heart. That the day would come when I would finally be able to accept and forgive myself for how I was. The next day, Aina visited the Bracer Guild and registered her desire for her uncle to be shown leniency in his sentencing. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to accompany her, having been drunk under a table by her the night before. Just Aina sings. Side story Klein.